Right, Gary, thanks for speaking to us. Just wanted to get the fallout really from Tuesday night, and I know you were quite strong after the game around finding out a few things about the players. What's been the message going between there to playing bottom of the table Port Vale on Saturday?
Well, quite simple really, in the sense of if you look at our performances against Huddersfield, Lincoln, Bolton and Cardiff, they're our standards, and even then we're wanting more from the players, which we know that they have in those 4 games, to then start the game against Doncaster in the manner that we did, which is not us and not our standards. But like I said afterwards with Fletch, the response, second half, and the stats in terms of corners 20, shots 20, was probably our most in the whole season in one game. What we need to do is obviously start games better, and then we need to actually convert more from those opportunities that we had.
Does it make, I don't know, a team meeting probably a bit easier to execute because you show them the first half and say that that's not what you want. Second half, this is what
yeah, exactly, and that's it. From now that game's gone, it's the learning that takes place, and then it's this is what we want, this is what we expect, and obviously this is also what we don't expect. And the lads are giving us absolutely everything. You can tell that from the energy, you can tell that from the data that comes back to us in terms of the physical. And what we have to do now is not feel sorry for ourselves and find a way to win a football match.
So you go into Saturday, you can read a lot into a league table, of course, at this point in the season, but how important is it for you to make sure the players aren't looking at Port Vale like an easy touch on Saturday?
Well, we've sort of like played the top 4, and then if that was ever a case of thinking Doncaster was going to be it, that's then been a massive lesson. It wasn't, but to answer your question on that, it's about how we go and approach the game again. We have got to go and approach the game in the manner that we finished that second half, or the way that we started the whole of the second half, really.
What are the different mental demands that come into football when you're not playing the top of the league every week? What's the difference from playing the top of the league to the bottom?
Well, I think it's different for different people. There'll be players that get excited going to Bolton. There'll be players that probably, there's a little bit of fear, if you like, of a better word, of going to Bolton or playing on live on Sky. So it's very. It's not as easy to go, it's just down to this, because you've got so many different personalities in your group. It's about understanding each personality and which method works for each player. And obviously, the biggest thing is no matter who we pick, they go and take responsibility. And that's what we need to do.
What have you made of the new lads and how they've settled in just a couple of weeks, really, since they've been here for Miller, not even a few days, I guess. Where's he at?
Yeah, so I mean, to answer your question, from the window, we've signed 2 lads from non-league, and Andy Cannon obviously is coming back from a long-term injury. Kane's done great, and I had a good chat with him on Monday, and I'll be having a good chat with him today as well, because he for example, he's looking at the outcome, which is scoring goals, and that's great for a striker. But sometimes when you focus on the outcome too much, it becomes a bit of a distraction. He's got to just keep focusing on the work rate that he's done, getting used to the intensity. He's done great for us in terms of his pace and the threat that he has. And I keep using Ty Reese as an example to him. Look how long it took Ty to score his first goal, and then look where he's gone from there. So, everybody's giving him the support. Miller's an infectious character for someone so young, his personality. He did a bit of training on Tuesday. Again, he's one probably not for now. It's been obviously a signing for the long term, both of them. And then we need to just let them settle, adjust to the intensity, adjust to being a professional footballer full time, and build them up gradually and see where we can get.
How do you take time to develop players and fight against relegation in League One? How do you weigh up the two?
Well, it's the job. It's on a daily basis, regardless of where we are in the league table. We're always looking at ways in which we can improve Jake Beasley, improve Tyrese, improve the defenders, improve everybody. And obviously you've got training sessions to do that, you've got classroom sessions to do that, and then it's a case of transferring it onto the game. So that's the formula, for a better phrase, in the sense of how we go about it, and obviously then setting out little targets for them and working with them.
And in terms of Saturday itself, how's the fitness of the group? Any of those that were on the grass getting any closer? Yeah,
they're all making good progress. I don't anticipate any of them being available for Saturday. Dylan Williams picked up a hamstring from the previous Saturday, as did Lars, so they're two to have a look at for us leading into that. But it doesn't matter who we pick in that sense. It's about the reaction, it's about starting fast and finishing fast.
In terms of a Charlie Webster, how far off do you expect him?
Yeah, this is going to be boring now, isn't it? Because every week you're going to be asking me about Chaz. He's doing great. Like I say, there's no time scale on it. He's been out a long time. The most important thing is that when he's ready, he'll be ready. And we're not going to say, this time next week. I'm sure he's got an eye on the FA Cup game, West Ham. But, if that's too soon for him, then he won't be rushed into that, because even still, when he does come back, and we just had this conversation with the staff there, he's not going to be coming in and starting the game straight away and lasting 90 minutes. We're going to have to be sensible with him, because we want him fit and available for as many games as possible.
Cheers, Gary. Thank you.
Just whilst we're still on Port Vale, John Brady's only recently gone into the job there, and for whatever reason it is, they've not really had that many games to play under him. How do you go about that with a change of manager?
Well, I know John well. He's a really nice bloke. Obviously, you look at when he's gone in there and the formations that he's tried, as you do when you go in, you try a 5, you try a 4, and he's trying to get settled. And then obviously they've had the window and they've made some signings in the window. So the main thing for us is concentrating on ourselves and what we can do.
You were quick to acknowledge that the slow start on Tuesday night is a rare blip.
Yeah,
for your Burton Albion side,
especially
really.
Here.
How do you go about changing that back on Saturday?
Well, this is it. It's a rare one, so we know the lessons learned from Tuesday night against Doncaster, and we just got to go and work with the players between now and then on Saturday.